morning, everybody. Cowboy here. What's up? It is 8:30 a.m. EST. We're going to jump into the charts. Let's actually, before we do that, take a look at what's happening in the economic data. There is not much coming out today. 10 and 10:30 a.m. EST, you do have some new home sales of crude oil inventories come out. But those are medium impact events, so I don't expect for them to have much impact on anything unless you are really, really doing some very low time frame degenerate scalping, right? Some 5-minute time frame stuff. And that year, good luck. You're gonna do that. That's you could get knocked out of your trades, possibly. Definitely if it was a high impact event. So let's just go ahead and move on here. Take a look at the charts. Let's see, tomorrow. Yeah, there's data coming out tomorrow. So watch out. Right about this time tomorrow, you got GDP and unemployment claims coming out. And if either of those is a far off the mark as far as what's estimated versus what's real, then we could see the markets take a shake. So, day trading for today is probably okay as long as there is enough volatility for it. And so far, there does appear to be. We're looking at the 5-minute chart on Bitcoin itself. Let me back out and take a look at the daily and see how it's doing. I can tell you that Bitcoin still is stronger on the higher time frames. It does look like we might see a little bit of ranging price action on the daily. So as of now, I don't expect to see this breakout just yet. I think we might see a little bit of a dive down, possibly, or some sideways action before price breaks above 65,000. And that's if it's going to break above 65. It may not do that. So what I've shown you on here is just a possible trade, right? So let's take a look at the liquidity. Let's take a look at the liquidations. Over on the Kingfisher.io, this is the way I'm doing it here is a way to get free credits. Of course, you can pay to the Kingfisher and get a lot of functionality. You can get options data. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff on there. If you really, really are a strict crypto trader, especially spend a lot of time trading crypto, I really recommend it. There is a referral link in the description for the Kingfisher. And this is one of the best tools out there, and not a lot of people know about it. Strong bit of liquidation sitting at 62,000, and liquidation stacked all the way down really to like 60,500. So 60,500 all the way up to 62,000. So let's amend what we have here if we need to. 60,500 up to 62, which is pretty much where it is. So this is where the liquidations are, directly below price, right? Right below this consolidation that does look like it's about to break out. However, we did see a breakout fake out on this consolidation, and until price breaks above this 65,000 mark, I doubt we're going to see any breakout further, right? It might break out of the current consolidation, but it's going to probably knock its head on 65 and continue to come back down, because this is a pretty strong resistance right there. From back in the 23rd to the 25th of August, we had a double top and a nasty rejection downwards. So price is going to have a hard time making its way past there to the downside. Yes, what's up, Valley Girl? So all that to say, I would be not trying to go long on this until price has spent at least a day or two above 65,000. Would not try to do that. If price were to head down and grab liquidity, I would look to 62,000 as a good target. It might go below there. So to have a target to the higher side of that is not a bad way to go. See if the algos are calling for. I mean, technically, it's against the major trend. The major trend right now, or a major trend. Well, the major trend is still a downtrend. Actually, it's undefined. It's a downtrend, but that downtrend has been violated. If you look at the daily trend, though, that's certainly not an uptrend, right? The daily trend going up since early September, you've got higher highs, higher lows. So definitely, a strong uptrend on that. So as of now, on the daily, we have an uptrend. Again, you got that resistance. So I would need to see the trend break again, that 65 for me to be bullish right now. I'm kind of flat. I'm not bearish either, though, on the high time frame, on like to say the weekly or the monthly, like we've talked about in the last couple of shows. Good morning, MathBet. I do see the downtrend having been violated, but I do want to see it break above 65 before I actually get bullish. So on the high time frame, I'm kind of flat, and then of course we're now running into October, otherwise known as Uptober, and I've done excuse me, I've done enough shows on this and enough data on this to where I don't feel the need to explain it. But October typically is a stronger month for Bitcoin, especially during halving year, which also happens to be an election year. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. All right. So let's move on and talk about the equities indexes. Probably have time for that before we have to run over to the private live lab. If you have any questions or charts you want to see, feel free to ask. That's why I do these shows. The Algo Factory members do have priority on that, though. So if an Algo Factory member asks for a chart, they will get theirs before the public does. But as the public, you do have the opportunity to ask. So this is what I drew yesterday. Pretty clear. It kind of sagged a little bit, this pattern, but it still applies. Still pretty clear application of this bulls getting stronger and the bears just defending kind of the same level, more or less. It's not that clean, but it's relative. It's good enough. I do think we're going to see a breakout. And when I do, I would expect to see a near target of 58.30 on the SP 500 and see 58.70 or so for a little bit of a farther up target. And I know a lot of people are scoffing at 6,000 by the end of the year and 3,000 gold by the end of the year. I think that it's quite possible, though. I'm not saying it's going to happen. We've seen a strong run, so generally there are pullbacks, and we haven't seen the kind of pullback yet that I like to see. But you know what? We're in very odd times, and we just had the rates get hacked and by 50 basis points. We have a lot of things going on, and we're in an election year where the incumbents have a lot of power and they want the markets to go up. So there's a really good chance we're going to see those things happen. And you know what? Another $210 on the SP 500 is just really not that impossible. I mean, it's gone up that much. Let me see. For 210, right? Our high was at 5,800. So 210 is 5,590. We saw 5,590 as recently as, let's see here, as recently as the 12th of September, right? So only 18 days. What is it? No, 18 and 5. So only 25 days ago, 23 days ago, less than a month ago, we were $210 down. So another $210 could easily happen by the end of the year. And again, I had a lot of people scoffing at me for 6,000 by the end of the year. But even the trajectory down here doesn't have 6,000 until about it's on the bottom right of the screen. It's hard to see here, but it doesn't have it until March of 26th. But that seems like an underestimation to me based on what we're seeing in the markets. Now, of course, if you were to back out and look at this trajectory, it's a little more sobering, right? Because you have these big pullbacks, so on and so forth. But given where we are in the year, we have the election, we have Santa rally. So unless we have something pretty significant happen, 6,000 by the end of the year is not really that far out of the realm of possibility. So I'm sorry, TradingView. I must say I have a different calculation than you, but I think mine's a little more complex. So that to say, 3,000, 5,900, whatever. It's all pretty similar. But I do think we're going to see a breakout here. And that breakout could take us almost up to 58. What is it? 58.70 is the breakout on this. And that could happen pretty quick. All right, good. Well, no audio. Okay. V the Guerilla, how are you, sir? V the Guerilla. V the Guerilla. Can everybody hear me? Feel free to say so in the comments. Test. Okay, yeah, sorry. Somebody said no audio in the comments, and Koob, that's on you. All right, V the Gorilla is here. I think he's muted, so we'll have to rely on V unmuting himself. And either way, we're headed over to the private live lab. We're right on the dot for that. So V is not audibly available. Okay, V just left. He's going to come back in, probably having technical issues. Let's give him a chance to come back in. before we flip to the private live lab. Okay, good. Thanks for responding, Jupo9, MavBet, all of you, Valley Girl, and Data with Dan. Appreciate that, Dan. Dan, what kind of data are you giving out, bud? I'm curious to know. Data with Dan. I think Dan L, right? I know, from over on in Coopers. Via the Guerilla, sir.
Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry about that.
Could you hear us? We couldn't hear you.
I can hear you.
Awesome, man. Well, you came in just in time. Is there anything you want to say to YouTube's audience before we flip over to the private live lab?
Yeah, join us. Listen, guys, this is the most critical year of your entire existence. Everything is on the line. It's for all the marbles. And the question is, do you want to get paid, or are you going to be left behind? That's the question. Large transfer of wealth is about to occur. Chaos is about to erupt. And for people like us that are in this business, chaos is our business. And the more volatile things get, the more profitable we get. Sorry, but that's just the truth. That's just the way things are. So you can either be a victim in this situation, or you could be a victor in this situation. That is entirely up to you. It's going to be the hardest thing you're going to be doing. It's not an easy cakewalk. It's going to require you to take some time, some effort, and some energy to get this done with Algo Factory. But once you do, once you complete it, once you go through the process like a refining fire, you will come out profitable. You'll be able to create an income for yourself. If you come to this thinking, hey, this is a get-rich-quick scheme, you're in the wrong place, my friend. If you're coming here thinking that there's like 3 steps I got to learn how to trade, you got to look at this thing and that thing and the other, and just like XYZTradingCompany.com, you've come to the wrong place. This is the place that's going to teach you. If you persist with it, it will unlock the very keys of life and prosperity for you. That's what I got to say. Join us or die. Cowboy, let's get into the privates.
Join us or die.